Hello, welcome to this video. Today we're looking at Cathoven. So what is it? Well, it's a tool for English teachers, and what you can do is you've got a variety of different features which we'll explore now. So looking down the left-hand menu, it gives you some prompts here. It's obviously AI powered, so it will allow you to analyse the difficulty of text, and you've got different mechanisms and different ways of checking that difficulty. It will create a comprehension quiz for some text, and it will also help you change the difficulty of my text to a different level. It's a really powerful tool for English teachers. So let's look, first of all, if we look at the menu on the left hand side, we can go to the text analyzer, and it provides you with some text there. I'm going to try some text I've got from a blog post which I've written. So I'm going to paste the text in there, hopefully. Let's just try that again. Let's grab a bit of text from a document I've got here. So let me just quickly grab some text. So there we are, it's a blog draft. I'm going to grab some text from that. And obviously this is probably far too complicated for the lower levels that you'd be using this with, but I'm going to hopefully, will it let me paste it in there? We seem to be having some issues. Let's copy that. It's not want to let me paste. Let's try that. Allow. Must help if you enable permissions. So I've enabled permissions now and now. So I've pasted some text in there, and I've got a variety of different analyzers to choose from. So I can choose Cathoven, which is their own one, and it will give you some information about it, or I can go for the Cambridge CEFR scale, or I can scroll down and look at a readability scale, and it'll provide you with those sort of industry standard scales. And the final one is HSK. So I can do that. I can also choose the language of the writing that's there. So I'm going to stick with English. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Cathoven, and I will click Analyze. Obviously, depending on how much text it is, will depend how long it takes to analyze it. So it's got a score of 1090C, but it's giving you a suggested age range. So 10 to 15, 300 words, average sentence length is 27.3. So decoding, it says easier texts would have fewer syllables and simpler sounds. So decoding is reasonably hard. Vocabulary, it's saying easier text would have more common and familiar concrete terms. Harder text have more rare and unfamiliar. So you can see it's a very specialist post, so hence why the patterns are there. And you can see it's talking about the longest sentence, and really helpfully it's picked out some of the difficult words which may not be familiar to them. So that's Cathoven. If I choose the drop down and go to CEFR or Cambridge scale, and then click Analyze, it's analysed that post, and it's giving some information there. So I could customize that. I could click customize, and I could have a look at showing only certain key terms. So I could decide I'm going to miss some of the easier words and choose some of the easier paragraphs and choose some that are a bit more challenging, and it would show just those there. Or I can choose more there. If I then close that box and come up here and go to vocabulary, it will show the different words that are available. So we've got some words there. And I can also customize the level of words. So I could choose to look at, certainly if I was looking at providing students with a glossary of terms, I could use the customize feature to pick out words that are of appropriate challenge for those students. So if I was to come here and just maybe do that, it's going to show some of the more challenging words there that I may want to include in a glossary of terms. So really useful feature. If we come back up to sentences, again, it's going to analyze those sentences and highlight sentences that have a particular challenge to them. So really useful feature. And it's also highlighting in the text itself what those words relate to. So A2, above C2 narrative level, and it's showing you where those words appear. So really useful to be able to drill down and look at the structure and the content of your text and check its appropriate level. And the final thing I could do is check readability, and click analyze, and it's giving a suggested level. So with certain indexes, it's saying college and above, or it's going more in the senior level of schools, which is what you'd expect. My audience is typically adults, but really useful feature there. So that's using the text analyzer. Let's come to the next session, which is the create and download quizzes for your own readings. So they're providing some text. I'm happy with that. I can choose question type, so we can go for short answer, true or false, or multiple choice. Let's try true and false. And then I can choose the number of questions. And then when I'm happy, I can click generate. So having done that, it says it's in the queue. So I can click tasks in queue, and it will tell me where it is. So it's currently processing that. Right, it's now processed it, so I can click view result, and it will show me there's the piece of text, and here are some questions, and here are some possible answers. So it's giving me that as an activity there, which I could use. So really useful there. If I like the look of that, I'm happy with that, then I've got the choice to download the text by clicking on the little cloud and download arrow, or I can come here and click export, and I can choose to download or copy just a particular section of it. So that's the question creator. Really useful, a great way to be able to have a piece of original text that you've generated and to get questions asked of it. And then the final thing is generate some text. So reading generator, generate any kind of reading text with specific topic, keywords and grammar points. So I can come to reading generator, and I can choose the CEFR level, and I can put in topic. So let's say cars, transport. I could spell it, that would help. Travel. I'm not going to have a genre. Keywords: car, train, boat, plane. Make sure I put some commas between those. I'm not going to have any select from list, so this is really useful. I can choose some tenses, some past tense and present tense. I can just put those in there. So it's really nice. I don't need to think about them, and I can click add. So I'm happy I've done that. I can then click generate. And again, it tells you it's in the generator. So the task is now there being processed. I can click on the tasks in queue, and you can see it's processing. It's just finished, so I can click view results. And there it's generated a piece of text. It's generated at the level I wanted. So cars are used by people every day to work. Trains carry many people from place to place at once, and it gives some examples. So I'm really happy with that. If I look at the vocabulary, it's highlighted the vocabulary there and the sentences. So that's ready to export. I could either do it from download the text there, or I could click export. So we've got a number of useful features. So if we were to take this text, so let's go to export and copy to clipboard. And then if I come to the final thing we're going to look at, which is the level adapter, I'm going to paste my text in here. And I'm going to ask it to target it at B2. And then I'm going to click adapt. So in one location, we've got all of these different features from being able to generate text, to be able to adapt the level of text, to be able to generate questions, and to judge the readability of your text. So really useful to have all of those tools in one location. So if I go to tasks in queue, I can see level adapters right at the top. I can click view results, and you can see it's gone up from B1 to B2, and it's made it much more complex piece of text that I can then export. So really feature-rich site, which has lots of tools that you can use to help either generate English activities, generate text for use with English, and to make sure that you're really pitching the level of the text for the students at the right level. So we hope you found this video useful. If you did, remember to subscribe to my channel and join me again soon for more EdTech videos. Thanks for watching.